Hi, my name's Phil Morrison from Driftworks, and this is my V10 M3, and this is part 2 of the restoration. Probably better introduce you properly to my friend Jay. Jay works for me a couple of days a week, and he's going to be doing most of the work on this, aren't you?
Yeah.
Looking forward to it, mate.
I quite am, mate.
Be nice to see it whole again, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be nice. You know.
We've got a long way to go to the point where it's whole again, but it's all got to start with disassembly and a bit of fabrication. So we're just going to start pulling off the broken bits and the bumper and everything, giving ourselves a bit more room to get the engine crane in and pull the engine out. Before we pull the engine out, we've got a new E46 cross member, a new E46 M3 steering rack there, and we're going to have a quick look at whether we can improve those components on this car, which were highly modified, and possibly reroute manifolds and
Well, we're going to do that, aren't we? We're going to commit and just do that.
But yeah, I guess we just got to start tearing it apart. That's the front end coming off, just draining the oil now.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I guess well. It's probably a bit late to inspect, isn't it? We should have grabbed a bit.
Yeah, well, we're doing the bearings anyway.
Yeah. So getting on okay. Managed to get most of the fluid out and into the correct containers, and some of it onto my jeans. So yeah, we're just on the underside now. A lot of stuff is snapping, as we kind of thought it would with being this corroded, but we just removed the anti-roll bar, snapped the drop links on that. This is I think this was a 350Z aftermarket anti-roll bar that we had in stock back when I built this, and it's got custom dropped mounts and stuff like that, but luckily those bits onto the chassis are fine. And actually this inside the chassis rails looks really good, where we've relieved space for the radiator. It needs some attention, but it's not caused any serious damage. As you can see, there is just surface corrosion absolutely everywhere there, so that is going to be the biggest part of this rebuild, I think, is getting it back to, not rotting away is the plan. I said it a couple of times in comments. A few people were saying, are you going to take it to Reddish Motorsport, is it, or Reddish something or other, to have it done properly? And I'm not going to get too carried away with go too over the top with this and on the underneath, because I want to continue to drive this through winter. I don't want to be overly precious about it. It wasn't that type of car before, and I don't plan on being overly precious about it now.
Nice winter car, eh?
That's it, that's what I'm thinking. I can't drive any of my other stupid stuff, so I am overly precious about my Porsche and Lamborghini, because they just rot. But yeah, this one should be okay with a bit of underseal. We're obviously going to wire wheel everything and get all of the rust off, treat everything that we need to, but it's actually looking okay. It's probably famous last words.
Look at that.
Is that just undone as well?
Like that.
Bloody hell, mate.
Imagine that.
Oh, those are. Those are a bit posh, aren't they? We don't want to be replacing
They're
those.
certainly not 100 quid.
Yeah, that's the Cosworth Motorsport loom. So what's next? That's the question. Exhausts off, I guess, prop out.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably support the engine from the top and start having a look at the cross member. That's the exhaust stuff. It's actually not in too bad nick. Most of the bolts came undone, surprisingly, and the lambdas are still movable and stuff, so that's all good. So we're just getting the prop off now, and then that might be us ready to suspend the engine then, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, genuinely, so far it's looking like it could have been a lot worse. I don't want to curse myself, but
Well, that's all right.
yeah. Yeah, we're kind of ready to start investigating. Everything looks good underneath here. Once the heat shield was off, it looks in really tidy condition considering. So yeah, very happy with that. So what we're doing, and the reason why I've got a new standard cross member, is to rethink, well, to investigate whether we can redo this with the standard rack, with the idea being that if we had, this is an RX-7 rack that was really highly modified with an extra universal joint in the steering column and all sorts of complicated stuff like that. It then followed on and meant that I had to make custom drop knuckles for it, for the bump steer, to correct the bump steer. Basically it all stemmed from us not wanting to touch the standard headers, because they're really well made. They're very hard to see up here. You can see that. There we go. So these standard headers and the interference, particularly on the right-hand drive E46, where the steering column comes through and meets the rack. So yeah, we've got a standard M3 rack. We've got a standard E46 cross member. They're all the same on all E46s. And what I'm going to do this time is investigate whether we can do something different with the header, with the exhaust manifold, to make the standard stuff fit. I think it's still going to be a bit of a challenge to get the rack up high enough, but there's only one way to find out, and that's support the engine, drop this one down, remodify the new cross member for this clearance that we've done on this one, and see where the rack ends up sitting. So yeah, I guess we'll get that engine support on. So Jay's got this supported on the...
Well, hopefully we've got this supported.
Yeah, well you'll find out when you drop that cross member, yeah?
Yeah, I think we might put another strap on yet.
Yeah. Cool. And yeah, you've had a bit of a fight with one of the engine mount bolts.
Yeah, that one that you hid up there and didn't put a bolt on the bottom of the engine mount. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, thanks Craig.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So the plan, that's the old cross member, scalloped for clearance here,
And mounted for engine.
And mounted for engine, yeah. And as the RX-7 rack on it, here's the new E46 M3 rack, green rack, and E46 cross member, because they're all the same. And we're hoping slash planning to not cut this and to potentially cut the sump here like we did on the S85 in the E30. But to find out what's behind there, to do it all safely, what we've got to do first is get the engine out. So that wasn't our initial plan for the day, was it, Jay? But yeah, we'll get the engine out. Yeah, exactly. We've got to get it out to do the bearings and rod bolts anyway. So yeah, let's get that done. Yeah.
Get it open.
Yeah. So what am I going?
Pull it towards you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that is undone, but on the E36 you pop that off
And just slides through.
Yeah, but this one, the pin won't come out sideways, so I'm not really sure. Is it easy to let the shifter come out with it? Like just pull the gear knob off and let it all pull through?
Possibly.
It should do that, I think, anyway. I mean, either that or it gets just well stuck, but I think, I think as long as it comes down before it goes forward, that'll be fine.
Yeah, okay.
Then we can figure out how the clips come out.
Cool.
If they do. Unless you put a fancy one.
Yeah, that's off. Let me just get the forks up.
There we go, that's got it, okay. Now we need to come down enough to get the shifter out the floor. Yeah. You make a puddle.
Having fun down there, buddy.
Yeah, lovely. The best. Better than lying in that puddle we just made. I don't know how I'm going to get out of this now, but... That's that, right. Clips are at the bottom. Oh man.
I'll just film, I won't help.
Yeah, no problem. We've got these wires that need to go over the top or underneath. Underneath's better if it can.
They're definitely free at the top here of everything now.
I think so.
I think
so, yeah.
Welcome to the morning after. It's out. That was fun, wasn't it, mate?
It wasn't too bad, was it?
Well, we did it the professional way. This is the way you should remove any engine, no matter whether it's a V10 converted car or not. But basically, you should forget to undo loads of bits and pieces and remove loads of pipes, and just basically
just pull.
Just keep pulling until something stops, and then undo that, and then pull some more. It was a bit of a mission, actually, that bit, wasn't it?
Well, we didn't break anything.
Nah. But yeah, it was.
That's broken. From.
I think that's been broken though, hasn't it?
Yeah, from savagery or whatever.
Yeah. So that's another little spot. A bit of weld there that's cracked. But yeah, it's out. Again, doesn't look too bad here. Just needs a clean up, and a lot of it's sort of rusty hardware is one of the biggest things that bugs me. So it might be a bit of a shopping list. But we're gonna get this massive lump on a table because we haven't got an engine stand big enough for it, and yeah, we're going to start having a look at the condition of the engine, I guess, drop the sump off and see what the bearings look like, and if the crank is in good condition we'll just replace the bearings and ARP rod bolts, and have a look at possibly modifying the sump for steering rack clearance.
What we're going to do? Flip it on its side or something to do the bearing?
Yeah, I think so. Can you do before?
Yeah.
Gearbox off. So it's just removing the shifter, a bit that snapped. A bit that is snapped, not that we necessarily snapped ourselves.
No, that's why I couldn't get it off yesterday, underneath.
Dangerous forklifting done. We are safe. Doing. Yeah, Joe's just going to remove the pump now, and that'll be the moment of truth as to whether this engine's a keeper or not, really, depending on the condition of the crank. We're fully expecting the bearings to be a bit rough. They generally are. I can't actually remember what mileage this motor was. No, I don't think it was mega miles. I think it was maybe like.
Well, it was quite new, I suppose, at the time.
Yeah, I think it was maybe 30,000, maybe a bit less. But yeah, I gave it beans for its entire life when I had it, and I imagine the other owner did as well. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens once this is off. Sump off. Looks like it's been sealed on, so we're not sure whether the bearings have already been done on it. We need to investigate further. Doesn't look like it's got ARPs though. They look factory. So yeah, we'll keep digging.
Well, they are factory bolts at least, they're not ARPs. So.
Moment of truth. It's not on there, obviously.
I mean, worn.
That doesn't look too bad. I know it looks pretty rough, but considering what we've seen on some of them, that actually looks alright.
Don't know. The most some treasure in it.
Has it?
Yeah, here. Oh, maybe it's just main case.
It's got a few lines in that there.
Yeah, I thought that one's worse than any we've pulled out of the V8s.
Is it?
Yeah. It's got this pain in it at the other side.
So it's got a couple of
scores.
It's got a couple of pieces in there.
Yeah.
Might be a crank polish job.
How big a job is that? Is it like the M3?
Craig would look at that and just go, it's absolutely fine, put it back together. So I don't know. I guess that could be a good one.
Like the M3.
Okay, yes.
Where it becomes like a massive.
Yeah, taking everything apart.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at a few more.
Okay.
That's number 2. Not looking good.
What number? I don't know what that is.
Well, it's the second one that we've done.
Yeah.
Second one that we've done, and it's that's worse than the first one. As you can see, it's got a pretty decent score in that. Yeah, it's not looking great so far, unfortunately.
Not looking pretty like the V8.
Nah. Yeah, this is you've done three of my S65s, have you?
2 S65s.
Yeah, done 2 S65s. And yeah, none of them look like this. The bearings weren't too dissimilar actually in terms of the wear that we're seeing.
But there's no marks on the crank.
There was no marks on the crank.
3 S65s have had apart, isn't there, and they've been perfect.
Yeah, oh yeah, because the first one that we checked over, that was perfect, wasn't it? Oh, that already had V-bearings in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, this is not looking good. Yeah, actually now I'm looking a little bit closer, that might be into grind territory, which is a pisser. What was your idea, Joe?
Fix it with that pallet there.
See that little black pallet there? That has my spare LSX in it. It's my RHS LSX.
Right, let's run through it. More power, less weight, easier to fit.
I'm not fitting a fucking LS into my M3.
Disappointing.
Yeah, this car is known for this V10. It is not going to have anything except
V10 LS.
Yeah. Should we just throw all the crank and and pistons in there?
Put it up there with just that V8 and we'll get another engine.
Oh, that's a wounder. That's a wounder. So yeah, this is not what I wanted to find. Unfortunately, this is now into the realms of
big projects,
rebuild / replacement. The problem is with the replacement, it's an unknown quantity anyway, isn't it? So
I have no idea how much they are, but they're not going to be cheap.
No, absolutely. And yeah, that also worries me, because if we're talking rebuild, you know what I'm going to start researching? Upgrades.
Turbos?
No turbos. Oh, that's sad news, but I guess we probably have a look at a couple more, spin the engine around, see how bad it is. Well, I guess that's a good point to end the video. I wouldn't say a good point, it's not exactly how I wanted things to go, but at least we know the engine needs a rebuild. I wouldn't be happy running it like this. It was always a bit of an unknown quantity, this engine. I never had it apart when I owned it. I never did the bearings back in the day.
Wasn't even a thing?
No, it wasn't a thing. That you didn't really know about it. These engines were so new then. So yeah, I guess I'm off to the internet to start researching what I can do about this. I've got to make sure I don't get too carried away. No grand ideas. Stop putting ideas in my head, everybody. I'd really like a de-stroked V10 with 9,500 RPM. Just saying. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, give us a like. Make sure you're subscribed, because this will be ongoing for some time, it seems. My own personal Instagram is Phil Morrison DW. We've got @Driftworks as well. Yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
At Driftworks, we've helped over 50,000 happy customers since 2004. Our huge online parts store is simple to use, with superb shipping rates to anywhere in the world, and finance options available for UK customers. We live and breathe wheel fitment, so if you have any questions about your own car or any of our products before placing an order, please drop us an email at shop@driftworks.com or give us a call. Thanks for watching.